What's up, YouTube? Xandar here, just getting back from my pre-release of Dragons of Tarkir, where I played Ojutai, Battle with Cunning. I wanted to show you my deck, show you my sideboard, and more importantly, see what you guys would have changed or done differently, as I felt like I had good tempo and good synergy. However, I went 1-3 during our tournament and did not yield any pack prizes. So this is the box that you get. Inside there had some helpful things. It came with a really cool little dice right there. Really like that. Let's go straight into the deck that I built and everything else. We had a total of 13/14 creatures, depending how you count an enchantment, and a total of 10 spells. I don't know if 10 spells is a little high and I should have ran some more creatures. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. We have a Misthoof Kieran. This was a pretty good card you saw a lot of, playing the morph ability and then bringing it up as a 3/2 with vigilance and flying. Notice there's a lot of dragons in this set, a lot of flying, so you really had to do something to get rid of that. This is one of my bombs, Torn Elemental. Never actually got to play this card one time. Not due to mana issues, I just never had it in my hand. Student Ojutai, I got to play this several times and actually gain a lot of life from it. It's 4 mana cost, 2/4. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you gain 2 life. Pretty solid card. Every time I got to use it, I was pretty happy with it. The Dragon Bell Monk, 3 mana, 2/2. Got to use him a little bit. You've seen him before in Fate Reforged. This card I got out almost every game. He doesn't really do too much other than give you some mana for a morph, so it's pretty nice. He sped up some things. I wouldn't say it's required or super great, but I mean, he was helpful. Awesome card. That's all I have to say about it. Only got to use it in one of my 8 games. No, sorry, 9 games. Awesome card. 2 mana for a 1/1 flying. If he dies, draw a card. Just a great card to have in your deck. The Sunstriker. This guy won me a game, so that's pretty awesome. This guy's a 3 mana cost 1/1 flying and double strike, or you can pay the 3 to bring him out and then morph him, megamorph him into a 2/2. What happened is I'd megamorph him, and I'd usually put an enchantment on him for an extra damage or 2, and with a bolster effect or something, and he ended up doing about 8 damage a round if they couldn't stop him with the double strike. Awesome card. Like I said, definitely won me a game. So, second Student Ojutai speaks for itself. Dragon's Eye Sentry, pretty just solid defender. 1 mana for a 1/3 defender first strike. He helped out a little bit. Dromco Warrior, 2 mana for a 3/1, pretty much says it. Lightwalker, this card, wow, this card. It doesn't look like anything. This card destroyed me 3 times because I did not treat it like a threat, and I could never get mine to really do what I wanted it to. 2 mana for a 2/1, but it has flying if it has a +1/+1 counter on it. If you're playing a Dromca deck, wow, this card. I mean, I'm telling you, people bolster this thing, and it was a threat to be dealt with. There's one of the rares I pulled, the Sunscorched Regent. 5 mana for a 4/3 flying. Whenever opponent casts a spell, put a +1/+1 counter on it and gain 1 life. If you could get this out on turn 5, which I only did about 2 times, he could win. I mean, he could just win you a game, hands down. It really makes your opponent think about what they can do and what to play, and more importantly, how to get rid of it. Pretty good card. Second, Misthoof Kieran. Here is my promo card, as my voice cracks. It's a Myth Realized. I thought this card was going to be completely awesome. It looks like it'd be completely awesome. Everything about it looks great. Never once got to use this card all day. 1 mana cost. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a lore counter on Myth Realized. For 2 and 1 planes, put a lore counter on Myth Realized. For just a planes, until end of turn, Myth Realized becomes a monk avatar creature in addition to its other types and gains. This creature's power and toughness are each equal to the number of lore counters on it. Awesome card. Theoretically, it should work great. Could never come together for me. That's my 14th creature, but a spell. So now we're getting into all spells after this. Glaring Aegis, solid card. 1 mana, tap an opponent creature, and get +1/+3. Really enjoyed using this card. It helped out a lot. Void Squall. I got to use this card about 3 times today. It works flawlessly. I mean, you get to return 2 non-land permanent cards to the owner's hand. It rebounds from exile. Solid card. I really liked having that. Oh, I love me pacifism. This card made people mad all night. Enchant creature. Enchant creature can't attack or block. Just 2 mana. Really easy to get out. Love that card. Honor's Reward. This is one of the cards I really fought back and forth about having in the deck. It's a 3 mana cost. Gain 4 life. Bolster 2. I like to use this when I was doing some of the Megamorphs with flyers or triggering some of my abilities. So not too bad of a card. Never saved me. Never really helped me too much either. Dance of the Skywise. I did get to use this one time. 2 mana cost. Basically get to turn your target creature into a blue illusion dragon. Toughness 4/4, losing all abilities, gaining flying. Not too bad. It helped out a little bit. Silk Wrap. Got to use this card a lot. It's a 2 mana cost. When it enters the battlefield, exile a target creature with converted mana cost 3 or less and opponent controls until Silk Wrap leaves the battlefield. I had a lot of times where people would leave us on the battlefield and never get their creature back. And this is pretty handy because if someone megamorphs out a card, it works on the original cast rate of the card. So you could have a megamorph that costs 6 to get out, but he actually only had a 3 normal play rate, so you could get it off the table. Second Pacifism. And another Glaring Aegis. And a Negate. Nothing wrong with countering a target non-creature spell. That was my entire play set. I had 17 lands, 1 dual land, and then so much of each different islands and plains. Here's my sideboard. And let me know if you guys think some of these cards should have been in the deck, and if so, what I should have changed out with. The Spider Silk Net, 0 mana cost, 2 equip. Creature gets 0/+2 and has reach. I saw quite a few people using this. Maybe I should have had that in my deck just for some more survivability. Refocused. We've seen that before. Contradict. This was actually in my sideboard. This was in my original deck. I moved it to the sideboard because with it costing 2 water and then 3 normal, the 5 mana cost, I just couldn't get it out and play it like I wanted to. The Dromka Dunecaster, I just didn't feel like it was good enough to have in there. Anticipate, could have been cool. It's pretty much creature and control for pre-release, it feels like, so I just didn't see a place in my deck for it. Glint, I really wanted to get in my deck, but I never did. It's 2 mana cost. Target creature you control gets +0/+3 and gains hexproof until the end of turn. Never did actually put it in there. Surge of Righteousness, 2 mana, destroy target black or red creature with attacking or blocking. You gain 2 life. I'm actually glad I never played this because I only played Dromka all day, so white-green, so I never really could have utilized it. Soul Summons, manifest the top card of your library for 2 mana, basically putting it down without paying its... It's just, I just didn't see any use for that card. It's Fate Reforged, you guys know it. Updraft Elemental, 3 mana for a 1/4 flying. That kind of could have been a solid blocker. I might have should have had that in there, but... Reduce in stature, 3 mana, enchant creature. Enchant creature's base power and toughness is 0 and 2. I had this used against me a couple times, and they stopped a couple of my bigger bombs with it, so... The Zephyr Scribe, 3 mana cost, 2/1. Pay a water and tap it, draw a card, and discard a card. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, untap them. Fate Forgotten, 3 mana, exile a target artifact or enchantment. Never really had a reason to use this. Second one. Learn from the Past, 4 mana cost. Target player shuffles his or her graveyard into his or her library, draw a card. I didn't feel like that'd be helpful today. Taking Strike, 4 mana. Target creature gets +2/+0 until the end of turn and can't be blocked this turn, and it rebounds. That could have maybe saw a place in the deck. It had a high mana cost. It didn't really seem like it would help me out too much. Monastery Loremaster, 4 mana cost, 3/2. It's a Megamorph of 6. If you do pay the Megamorph cost, you have to put a +1/+1 counter on it. Also, if he's turned face up, return target non-creature, non-land card from your graveyard to your hand. Could be powerful to pull something back from the graveyard. Didn't see a use for it. Ojutai Summons. Saw a couple people running this. Basically get a 2/2 Djinn Monk creature with token flying onto the battlefield, and it rebounds. So you're going to get 2 2/2 flyers for 5 mana. And Enhanced Awareness from Fate Reforged. Now, once again, guys, if you thought some of these cards should have been in there, let me know what you think would have made the difference. We had good tempo. We had a lot of good things going on. Just nothing could pull through. We also got a promo land today, Evolving Wilds. I'm assuming it's just a different art. Tap it, sacrifice the wild, search your library for a basic land card and put it on the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle your library. As far as other cards, we didn't really pull anything that great. We'll flick through them real quick just since I know a lot of people are interested in dragons still. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and click like below if you want to keep seeing this. Custodian of the Trove, 3 mana cost defender, enters the battlefield tapped. He's a 2/5. Atarka Monument, it was mountains and forests, so it didn't really help us out too much. Enduring Scale Lord, 6 mana cost, once again, not our colors. Ruthless Deathfang, Creature Dragon, just not our colors, good 4/4 flyer. Here's one of our rares, Zergo Bellstriker, awesome rare, 1 mana cost, 2/2. He can't block creatures with power 2 or greater, but you can dash him. Atarka Pummeler is one of our uncommons, 5 mana cost for a 4/5. He has Formidable. Each creature you control can't be blocked this turn except by 2 or more creatures. Activate this ability only if your creatures have a total power of 8 or greater. Next uncommon's Warbringer, 4 mana for a 3/3. Dash cost that you pay costs 2 less. Pretty solid if you're dashing a bunch of people. Stormcrag Elemental, 6 mana for a 5/5 trample with Megamorph. Pretty solid. Fate Reforged, Fate. Let's see what else we have here. Another rare we pulled, a Bloodchin Fanatic. This is a 3 mana cost, 3/3. Pay 1 in a swamp, sacrifice another warrior creature. Target player loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the sacrificed creature's power. Uncommons Deathwind. This is X in a swamp. Target creature gets XX until end of turn. Pretty solid card. Acid Spewer Dragon, 6 mana for a 3/3. Flying Death Touch, Megamorph. If he's turned face up, put a +1/+1 counter on each other dragon creature you control. I saw this guy getting played quite a bit in the black decks too. He's a 5/5 with Delve. Saw him quite a bit. Other rare, Den Protector, 2 mana cost, 2/1. Creatures you control with less than Den Protector's power can't block it. Megamorph is 2 mana basically. When he is turned face up, return target card from your graveyard to your hand. Salt Road Ambushers, 4 mana cost for a 3/3. Whenever another permanent you control is turned face up, if it's a creature, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. Also has Megamorph of 5 on there. And I think that's it for our uncommons and rares for what we pulled. So once again, guys, that's the story of my first pre-release, and ever since I've been playing Magic, a lot of nice people, a lot of really good people. I was pretty excited. So thank you for watching.